computer. For those who are watching the Super Bowl instead, they can watch this later. So where are you guys in Sacramento? Whose house are you at?
We're at a friend's house or Super Bowl party, so they're all out like in the
Oh, shit. Damn. Okay.
We're heading to Las Vegas by 1923. We're almost completely boarded here. Please proceed to gate 20.
All right, well, let's get started. Let's get started. Good evening. Thanks for joining me. I'm sorry this conflicts with Super Bowl. Um, Hopefully it'll be worth your time and your effort and and whatever. I'm going to record it too, so if you do need to cut out early or whatever, I'll post this and you can watch it later. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna share my screen because I've got some slides that'll kind of walk me through it. But this is really casual. I just figured going to Japan is kind of a daunting task for some people, and so I wanted to just share with you some insights that will help you get ready for the journey and make it not quite as scary as it might be feeling right now. So I'm curious, how many of you have been to Japan before, besides Jesse and Alan? What is it? What is that? Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute.
I was there many times in the Navy, but as a drunken sailor, not a temple.
Oh, you're the one everybody's hoping to find when we get there. The drunken sailor. All right, cool. All right, I'm going to share my screen, and I'm just going to use these slides to help us to guide our conversation, not because it's going to be like a presentation so much, but just to help us talk. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, so now I got to figure out there it is, slideshow from the beginning. All right. So Japan. I will start by saying that many of the pictures I'm showing you, including this one, I took myself. This is the view we will have of Mount Fuji from the Shinkansen or the bullet train. And the word there, you're going to hear a lot in Japan. It's pronounced irashaimase. And this is what shop owners and restaurant people will say when you walk into their establishment. They'll say "irashaimase," which means welcome or come on in a very honorific way. So get used to that. Here's me clowning around in Japan.
How do you respond to that? How do you respond to that?
Either nothing. A lot of Japanese people don't say a thing. They just look. You can nod at them, you can smile, or you could say hello. Ohayo gozaimasu or konnichiwa, something like that. You can even say hello. In tourist areas, you can say hello. You'll find they use a lot of English in Japan, a lot of English. All right, so I'm Brian. I'm your host, and I would like to have you each introduce yourselves. We're going to spend a week and a half together, just 20 of us. So we're going to get to know each other really well. So I would love for you to just introduce yourself now, give us your name, where you're at, and for me personally, just to help me make this trip better for you, one reason you're going to Japan. So who would like to go first? And this is the only participation I'm asking you to do specifically. Everything else you can sit back and passively watch.
We'll go.
Okay.
So Alan, we're in Sacramento. All of us are in Sacramento.
Yep.
I've been to Japan once. I want to go again and see some sites that we haven't seen before.
Cool.
I'm Jesse, Sacramento. I love Japan. I was impressed first time, second time, and I will be impressed again the third time. It's beautiful.
Okay.
One of my favorite places to travel in the world.
Mine too. Mine too. And for those of you who don't know, Jesse and Alan are married. Yeah. All right. Cool.
So I'm Andrew, Sacramento also. So just to kind of experience an entirely different culture, we've traveled pretty extensively, and this will be the most unique culture that we will experience thus far.
Cool. I'm right there with you, Andrew. The very first time I went, I was 20 years old, and it just blew me away how incredibly different something could be, and not right or wrong, just upside down, backwards, and just like wow.
Just like,
So,
It's still
so I'm
amazing.
roughly the same age you went as you were the time you went the first time.
Pardon me?
I'm roughly the same age as you were.
Well,
the
yeah. So
the
we'll
first
have
time
a
you went.
similar experience. We'll have to talk about that, Andrew. Thank
down to
you.
Sacramento to see the temples
Oh, and to see
See
if
the
you have any
temples.
kids over there.
and to see if I have any children over there.
Oh my God. Oh God. All right. And for those of you watching, Ellen and Andrew are married as well. Welcome, welcome. Who's next?
We'll send it to Cliff.
You want to go? I'll go next. My name is Cliff, and I am from the Chicago area. And I have traveled a lot of places, but I've never done the Asian countries. So I'm very interested in going to areas that I have never been.
Cool. Asia and in Asia, from my experience of what I've seen in Asia, Japan is one of the easiest.
My nephew went there last month and he says everything's in Japanese and English. So he's like, Uncle Cliff, you will have no problems. Everything's in English there.
Yep, yep. It's a lot easier than say China or some of the other countries over there where there's not as much English. Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
So I'm looking forward to it all.
Good. Thanks, Cliff.
Are you gonna go, Chuck?
Go ahead.
I'm Anthony. I'm traveling mostly to Chuck. So Chuck, I'm just a friend of his, but he's a world traveler, but he's reached an age where he needs a little bit of assistance. But Japan sounds fun to me. I'm kind of curious to see what it's like.
Cool. All right, Chuck.
Brian, this is Chris Shores.
Hi, Chris.
Yeah, I'm going to be on mute after this because we're at an airport. We're from San Francisco, Robert, Chris, and Richard, and we're at an airport and we're ready to get on our flight. So I'm gonna jump off shortly. But
Okay.
one of the main reasons is been to Japan, but we were Tokyo, Sapporo, and we thought it would be a great time to see other parts of the country. So we're
Cool.
really looking forward to it.
Cool. I'll be anxious to hear more about your take on Sapporo. I went there with my husband a couple years ago, and we just fell in love with it, especially the ramen up there. Oh my gosh.
We went to the ice festival.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Chuck.
Hi, that's Chuck. I'm from Toledo, Ohio, and I tag along with Tony. I've been all over the world, so Japan's about the only place I haven't been, so
Cool. All right, cool.
give it a try.
Thank you. And I see Robert there. Are you going to talk, Robert, or are you going to stay on mute? He's going to stay on mute. All right, cool. All right. The last two people I want to introduce you to, I'm just going to do by picture because it's, I don't know what time it is in Tokyo right now, but Shintaro on the left and Hiromi on the right. The company we're working with, who is managing a lot of what we're going to be doing in Japan, is called Out Asia Travel. It's owned by and run by Shintaro, who is a gay man. And his right-hand person is Hiromi. She's a straight woman, but definitely fits with the rest of us. He will be with us in Tokyo, and then she will join us in Kyoto. So we'll see both of them, and they're both great resources, especially if they both speak fluent English. In fact, Hiromi has lived in Los Angeles for the last, I don't know how many years, so her English especially is really fluent. Shintaro thinks his English isn't very good, but it's great. But they are great resources. I encourage you to ask them any question you could possibly have about Japan. They'll both be very candid with their answers. So if there's anything you are curious about or want to know, please feel free. They love getting the questions. They love answering the questions. All right, so let's talk about going to Japan. Before you fly, I sent an email out earlier this week with that app. It's the weirdest thing. They keep telling you to use this app, and the last several times I've been to Japan, I've had the app, I had the QR code out on my phone, and they just kind of like wave me through. and just keep walking, sir. Just keep walking. So I don't know why they do it, but they keep saying we should do it. And so I'm encouraging you because they encourage us to do the app so that you're ready for customs and immigration. But don't be surprised if you whip out the QR code and nobody wants to see it. At this point, of course, everything's subject to change. Things could change in the next couple of weeks, but not likely. There are no special health requirements, no shots you need to take, no COVID tests, no bill of good health or anything like that. It's just you should be fine. I'll encourage you to check with your bank to make sure that they're going to be okay with you making charges on your credit card or your debit card. Check with your phone to make sure that your phone's going to work over in Japan. All that kind of stuff that you do any other trip when you travel, I'll encourage you to do that. If you are not going to have the internet or phone service while you're in Japan, just let me know so that if something comes up with the itinerary changes at the last minute and I need to put something out, if I put an email out, I'm going to assume everybody's going to get that email. Or if I put a message out or I try to text you or whatever, I want to be confident that it's going to go to you.
Hey, Brian, just a quick question. I haven't purchased phone service there yet. Is there a company you recommend or something for travelers, like 2 weeks worth or 30 days or something?
I don't know one because I use Verizon and I just buy the plan through them, so I use my phone. So you might want to do a little research, check with your own carrier to see if they have something that they offer. I know for Verizon, most
Right.
people with Verizon for $100 you get a month. I'll encourage you to do some research if you're the type that likes to do this. Research on stuff you want to do during your unscheduled time. We got a day or two free time in Tokyo. We got a day or two free time in Kyoto. If you come with a whole list of things you want to do, that's cool. If you come with nothing, and then like you can turn to me or Shintaro or Hiromi and say, you know what do you recommend here? And we'll be happy to give you suggestions. There's tons to do there. I'll encourage you to make a copy of your passport if you've got travel insurance. I always say bring a hard copy with you, just the summary page so you have it in case anything goes wrong. You've got it there in case you're not with your phone. I'm going to ask you now or at the beginning of the trip to text me your name just to this number, just so I get it. All you have to do is in the text put Jesse Martinez and text it to me just so I have everybody's name and phone number. So if, like I said, if something comes up and I need to communicate with you, I've got it. Oops. So you can do that now, or you can do it when we get to Japan. I'll ask for it again. Couple of tips on Japanese. It's really easy if you know.
Oh,
Pardon me?
Can you put it back? So we were going to write
Yep.
down the phone number.
Yep.
614
It's my regular work number.
390. Thank you.
Yep. So a couple tips about Japanese. If you want to read Japanese, it's real easy to read Japanese. It's written in Roman letters. All the consonants are the same except the letter R is spelled, it's pronounced, it's kind of in between an L and a D. It's actually kind of like a Spanish R. And all the vowels are exactly the same as in Spanish. And all the letters are always pronounced, and they're always pronounced the exact same way. There are no exceptions. It's beautiful. Even double letters are always pronounced. So the word there I keep putting in my emails, it's konnichiwa. Notice I'm hesitating or I'm pausing ever so briefly on the N. It's not konnichiwa, it's konnichiwa. There's a slight lengthening of the word konnichiwa. Arigato. I didn't put the little line over there, but arigato, actually, most people know is thank you. The last O is a double O. There should be a line over that. So it's arigato. Many of you know the word for good morning. It's ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo, the last O is long as well. Sometimes you'll see it, sometimes you don't. And if you miss it, that's no big a deal. But this is all you need to know to read anything and everything that's written in Japanese with Roman letters. You will always, always, always be right. I love it. So a couple phrases, and I'll reinforce these for you, but one you need to know a lot is konnichiwa. It's hello. I mentioned earlier, you're going to hear irashaimase when you walk in. I just don't want you to be thrown like, did she just say something to me? Am I supposed to do something here? No, they're just saying welcome. When you want something and you want to say please, this is the ugliest one because there's so damn many syllables, but it's onegai shimasu. Notice it's pronounced exactly the way I just showed you. Onegai shimasu. Onegai shimasu. It's always, all the letters are pronounced always the exact same way. You may also hear this one as well. You won't use it as much, but it's the please that they will use. So for example, when you are at a restaurant and they serve you the dish, they'll say dozo. It means kind of like, please enjoy yourself, or please partake of this kind of thing. If you're at a store and you're looking at something and you look tentative about it, they'll say dozo, and it means, go ahead, touch it, you can feel it, you can try it on, kind of thing. So if you hear dozo, they're in blue because they're words you likely will not use yourself so much as you will hear it. Y'all know the song Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto from the 1980s. Arigato is Japanese for thank you. Here's another one you will hear, you probably will not use. When you go to a 7-Eleven or a convenience store sometime, they're going to ask if you want a hukuro. A hukuro is a bag. So just yes or no. Yes and no. Yes is hi. So the way we say the word hi, but they have the H in there because that's 2 syllables for them. Ha, e. And no is iet. Notice it's a long I. How much is another one you want to use a lot? Ikura. There's a sentence you get, how much is this? But don't worry about the sentence. Just if you can just say ikura, they'll get it. And they will likely flip into English if they know it. And then the last one, sumimasen, is excuse me. You could also use gomen. It's not quite as accurate, but they'll get it and they'll appreciate that you're saying something. And then the last one I put on here, partly because you need to know it, but partly because it's very English. Toilet. They say it. Toilet. Toire. So when in doubt, and I'll keep saying this, speak it in English, and the main thing to do is say it slowly and enunciate. So toilet, don't go there. Toilet, just toilet. If you overpronounce it, they're more likely to get it. And they know a lot of English words, but toilet itself is a word that they've taken from from English and turned it into a Japanese word. The Japanese have a lot of words. In fact, they have a whole third alphabet devoted just to foreign words. They have so many foreign words that they created an alphabet just for all these words. So they have a whole alphabet that covers every sound in Japanese, and then they have another whole alphabet that duplicates all of those letters, but it's a different alphabet they use just for foreign words. There are so many of them, and toilet is one of them. Taxi is another one. Say taxi and they'll all get it because it's an English word that they've adopted into Japanese. Any questions on the language? I'll keep helping you as we go through. Let's talk about packing. Pack the usual. Anthony asked early, what the weather going to be like? The highs are going to be in the 50s, upper 50s, maybe up to 60. Lows will be in the upper 40s. So if you're from the Midwest, Chicago, Ohio, it's like what we have here. When you're getting ready to go, whatever the weather is that day, it's probably going to be the same in Japan. I always recommend on a trip like this, bring more than one pair of shoes. There are a couple days where we do quite a bit of walking. Clothing, pretty much anything is fine. I would say shorts, it's not going to be that warm anyway, but tank tops and shorts are not terribly often seen in Japan, especially not on the Japanese. It pegs you immediately as a foreigner or a tourist. In our Tokyo hotel, there is a laundromat in the hotel. And so I'll say it's like 600 so. So it's about like $4 for a wash and dry. And the machine's one of those machines that washes and dries in the same machine, which means A, it's convenient, and B, your clothes will not be all the way dry no matter what you do. So it's kind of a catch 20, you can't win, but it is included there. It's easy. If you wait until we get to Kyoto, there is not a laundry in the hotel, but there's one right around the corner. It's very convenient. When I've gone there in the past, sometimes I do it myself. Sometimes the lady there says, here, just give it to me. Let me do it, let me do it for you. And she does it for me. And I come back and it's all folded and everything. So that may happen for you as well. Japan, as high tech as they are, is a very still cash heavy place. You can usually use cards, but it is not. They think nothing of someone pulling out their wallet to pay for something, and in your wallet you see like $600 worth of money in their wallet, and they pull out $200 to buy something. It's no big deal. Also, if you have a 10,000 yen note, which is I want to say about $75, and you want to buy a stick of gum, they don't even bat an eye. So it's not like in the States where it's like, oh, I can't use a 20 for that because it's only $1. In Japan, it doesn't matter. Pull out any bill you want, and they will always make change for you, no problem. If you want to bring some from home, that's fine. I usually just get it at the airport when I arrive. I just go to an ATM and pull out a couple $100 worth of yen. I sent the email about the medication. I've never seen anybody stopped. I've never been stopped. So I have to tell you the rules just because I have to be that way. But I will also say I've never seen anybody stopped. I've never seen anybody have their luggage gone through. I've never seen anybody asked about their medication. This is going to be my 5th trip there with a group, and no one has ever been stopped. And they've brought all sorts of, diabetes medicine and high blood pressure medicine and cholesterol medicine and HIV medicine, all that kind of stuff. I've never seen anybody stop. So for what it's worth. Electric in Japan is very close to America. The plugs are the same, except sometimes the outlets don't have the hole for the 3rd prong. But the two little flat things, I'll show you a picture. There's one right here. Hold on. So often the plug looks like that. You see the 2 slots, but not the prong there. So you might want to bring an adapter just in case. But other than that, it should be the same. It's 100 volts instead of 120, which doesn't seem to affect much in terms of electric products. I will encourage you to please bring at least 1 pair of underwear and a swimsuit. The reason I say that is our last or second to last day in Kyoto, we are going to go someplace and put on some kimono. It's a rental place, and they don't take kindly if you are going commando. So if you normally go commando, that's fine most of the time, but that one time you'll want to have a pair of underwear on. The swimsuit is for when we are in, well, I think one or two of the hotels has a swim pool, but the main reason I'm saying a swimsuit is because when we are in Hakone, we will be at a resort that has a hot springs, and there are two facilities there. One day we'll use one facility, and the other day we'll use the other, and it's because they switch every day, men's and women's. So you get to see both, but you will go there, but it's not a place where you walk around naked. You'll want to have a swimsuit. Things I encourage you not to bother packing. First of all, don't bring too many clothes. Don't overthink it. I'll say don't bring too much just in case stuff. Japan is a first world country. If you need anything, they likely have it there. I'll encourage you, don't bring a dictionary or phrase book. I'd say get an app on your phone. The Google Translate works great. I use it all the time. I'll also say don't bother bring the snacks unless there's some like specific kind of candy or nuts or whatever that you just absolutely have to have. But like I said, Japan is first world country. They got snacks out the wazoo. 7-Elevens and Lawson's are everywhere, as are vending machines. Still no questions?
Hey, Brian, before going on the next
Yep.
topic, I've got a few. Yep. Hey, Brian, I got a few quick questions about several of these.
Yep.
Maybe we can just run through. For clothes, are jeans okay over there? I'm kind of
Yes.
wondering like how upscale we need to appear.
Jeans are fine.
Okay, so in general, we can dress pretty casual, but just not as casual
Very.
as shorts and tank.
Yep.
All right.
Along those same
Um,
lines, even when we go out to dinner together, you don't have to dress up. Don't bring a tie. Don't bring a jacket unless you can bring a tie or jacket if you want, but we're not going anywhere fancy.
For money, the cheapest way to get the local currency is probably the ATM. Like traveling in other areas, is it similar there?
I don't know what your bank charges, so I can't say it's the cheapest. I'll say for me, it's the most convenient.
Yeah. And what's the Suica card?
Suica card, there is a card that you can load up. It's like a debit card. You load it up and you use it. It works at train stations, buses, and also like convenience stores like 7-Eleven. It's a kind of a weird card. It won't work everywhere, but it works a lot of places. So if you see something advertising this, yeah, you might want to get a Suica card, but you load it up and you then use that to like pay for a train or a bus or a subway or something. Or you can go into 7-Eleven, get a Snickers bar. But you
Are
don't
there
have to have
places
one.
that's what I was wondering. Are there places that say they only take that card and not credit cards or something?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
And then the medications, I kind of read through your email, but I think what you were saying is there's a very slim risk if you're taking opioids or something. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, one of the big ones is medical marijuana. Medical marijuana, even if it's prescribed, is technically illegal over there. But people bring it.
All right, I think that's everything I had. Thanks.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Uh,
a little bit
Brian,
more
this
about
is-
money. I
Oh,
said, bring money, bring yen or have it. Right now, the exchange rate is about 150 to 200, 150 yen to a dollar. It makes the math really difficult. So a couple things, if you want to, if you see 200 yen, just move the decimal over and you get $2, and that's roughly it. It's a little bit less than that, but really, if you're gonna buy a Diet Coke and it's $2, does it really matter whether it's $2 or $1.40? So but if you really want to be stickler about it, you can go the math further, or whip out your phone and take the number and multiply it by 007. I remember 007. It's still not 100% accurate, but it's easy to remember because it's James Bond. That'll help you. I'll also encourage you, if in most cases, again, you might want to check with your bank, but in most cases, if they ask you when you go to charge something, do you want it in yen or dollars? Usually yen is the better bet. Your bank is going to have a better exchange rate than the store will. So that's the tip.
Brian had a couple questions.
Yep.
To the onsens, do they usually give you flip-flops or sandals, or do we need to bring our own?
Depends on the onsen. At the one we're going to in Hakone, oh crap. Yeah, they do. You'll get them because they're going to give you because we're at a resort. They give us a whole like yukata, which is like a real thin, lightweight, what we would call kimono, but it's real light, kind of like a bathrobe, but it's kimono looking, and they'll give you the slippers to wear around. In fact, you can wear those slippers all over the resort.
Okay. And will we wear that kimono thing to dinner?
Yeah, if you want to, yeah.
Okay, because we stayed at Ryokan once, and that's what you wore to dinner. So I don't know if
Yep.
it's the same.
Yep.
Is this considered a Ryokan or not?
It's a ryokan hotel, so it's not a ryokan because it's such a big establishment. Ryokan usually are smaller, more intimate. This
Okay.
one has 100 rooms kind of thing, and there's a big restaurant.
And then you mentioned that you have to wear a bathing suit in the onsen. Are they not segregated?
They are segregated, and you can get away if you go to anyone other than the resort. You can get away without. I'm sorry, if you go to anywhere other than the resort, you will need a swimsuit for most of them. At this resort, I'm trying to remember if you do or not. Maybe you don't. I'm starting to get them confused in my head.
It doesn't matter. I was just
I'm
curious.
sorry.
That's okay. I think that was my questions. Are you bringing flip-flops, or just for the sake of space in my bags? I'm just wondering if I need to bring flip-flops or not. Is that something you wear around
I
the
never
hotel
do.
or no?
I don't know,
Okay. Okay,
but
thank you.
that's me.
Yeah.
All right. Some of you are landing in Haneda. Some of you are landing in Narita. If you go to Haneda, it's a little bit closer to the city. It's closer to the hotel. It's a half hour to an hour from the airport. If you take a regular train, it's $5 to $10. It's really cheap. You only have one. You have not only you have one change to get from you have one change. If you want to do the shuttle, it's limited times. There's only like I want to say there's 6 shuttles. The cool thing about the shuttle though is you get on the shuttle at Haneda and the bus goes to the front door of our hotel. No stops in between. That's all it does is back and forth between the hotel and the airport. So it's really convenient. The bad thing is sometimes you have to wait 2.5 hours for the next shuttle because their times are really strange. So I will be looking at all this for you and giving you some recommendations. If you want to take a cab, it's $50 to $65 for the cab. The asterisk there is because that's for the cab, not per person. So if there's 2 of you, you're down to $30, and it may be more convenient and almost as the same as the shuttle to just get a cab and be done with it. And then if you want a private transfer, you can ask me for that. I'll be happy to do that. That's again, the asterisk there is for the transfer. You can get couple people in there for a little bit more. You can get like 4 to 6 people if a bunch of you are going together. So we can work that out once I get all the information from everybody on their flights. If you take the train, you will be ending up at Shinjuku Station, and the hotel is about a 7 or 8 minute walk from Shinjuku. Just a little tidbit of information for you. Shinjuku Station is the busiest train station in the entire world. Over 3 million people, not every year, not every month, not every week, every day. 3 million people go through that train station. 23 of the 25 busiest train stations in the world are in Japan. All right. I'll send more details this week or next week once I get all the information from everybody on their flights. So I can like recommend, here's what I suggest you do, especially with that shuttle. The shuttle is so convenient, but the times are so bad. So I'll be looking at that. If you land in Narita,
Brian,
yes.
just got a quick question in general. Does the Uber app work over there, or is there a different app we should have for calling cabs?
Yeah, good question. I think it's later in my slides, but I'll answer it now. Uber does work, but it's not like Uber we have at home. Uber there is merely calling you a taxi. So it will still be a taxi. And I'll also say you don't tip, and I've got a slide for this later, but yeah. And there's no Lyft. There's no Lyft, so that app won't work. The Uber app will work, but truly what it's doing is it's finding you a taxi. There are no what we consider Uber drivers over in Japan.
I have a follow-up question, Brian.
Yeah.
On taxis, can you hail a taxi, and are
Oh
they
yeah,
all the
absolutely.
same?
Absolutely. Yeah,
All
absolutely.
taxis are safe and the same price?
Oh my God. Wait till you've been there. You've been in the
Yeah.
taxis, haven't you? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for those of you who have not been, you'll be amazed. You step into this taxi and usually they have a doily across the back seat of it. It's so clean and so perfect. But yeah, you can hail a taxi.
Okay.
Narita, if you're going to Narita, it's further out. It's way out. So it's 1 to 2 hours by train. It's only slightly faster if you take a cab or a private transfer. Train is $10 to $20 for regular train. I'd recommend splurge, spend an extra $5. Take the Narita Express. Make sure you take it to Shinjuku. Do not take the Skyliner. It's a different line. It's going to take you to Tokyo. Everybody's going to say it's going to take you to downtown. We're not in downtown. We're at Shinjuku. There's a limo bus. You can take that. I would recommend against that. I'd say take the train. And then there's a cab, which is pretty expensive, and the private transfer, which is very expensive, but super, super, super convenient. The private transfer, the guy will be sitting there in the airport waiting for you as you come out of luggage. So it'll be very convenient. If you take the Narita Express, it'll also take you to Shinjuku Station, which, same as before, it's about a 7 or 8 minute walk from the station, and I'll send more details later. If you're taking the Narita Express from Narita to Shinjuku, this is what the train looks like. On the right, you see the seats, but in the front, you see the luggage compartment. And then on the left-hand side, you see a picture of the luggage. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but there's these little dangly things there. You unlock it, strap it around your handle for your luggage, and then lock it back with your own secret code. This way, you're able to sit back there and not worry about someone stealing your luggage if you're not watching it. The only ones you have to worry about stealing your luggage are other tourists. The Japanese are not going to steal it. That's just not them. All right. Once you get there, check into your hotel. Your hotel should be ready. Most of us are arriving in the afternoon or evening. Use your own name to check in. Only use my name if you have any questions or problems. But for the most part, we've used Hotel Groove 3 or 4 times now. They're always great. They know what's going on. The room itself, if you haven't looked online, you might want to look online. It's really cool. Great room, lovely views. Storage space is limited. There's not a whole lot of closet space or horizontal space for putting stuff. It's my only complaint about this hotel. Breakfast will blow you away. It will be one of the most extensive buffets you've ever seen for breakfast. The hotel is on floor 28 through 35 or something, so you'll have spectacular views. If you're on one side of the building, and it's clear, you may even be able to get to see Mount Fuji from the hotel. But there's only a very small area in the hotel that has that view. Then I'll say start adjusting to the local time. We're going to meet at 6 o'clock on that day. for a welcome dinner and kind of a briefing of what's going to be happening. Breakfast is included every day at Tokyo and Hakone and what's the next one? Kyoto and Hiroshima. So however long you're in Japan, breakfast is always going to be included. If you have WhatsApp, I've got WhatsApp on my phone, so you can use that same number as you had before. So if you'd rather communicate with me via WhatsApp, that's fine. Everyone outside the United States uses WhatsApp like crazy. We're the only country that doesn't use it very much. We good? This is a picture of a Koban. This is a police station. They have them all over. You'll see them all over the neighborhoods. Police stations everywhere. You almost think, why bother? Japan is one of the safest countries in the world to visit. But if you need a police station, it's called a Koban. I just mentioned it's one of the nice stations. If you need help, the word help works. Everyone in Japan knows what it is. So you don't have to worry about learning the Japanese word for help and then trying to remember it if there's a situation where you need help. Just help. Scream help. I've never had to use it, but just in case. I'll always say bring your phone with you so you can get around. The Japanese apps are great. The people there are just like people here are used to using them. So if if you sit there and go, I have a question, and you have to talk in a thing and then turn it to them, and they either read it or they hear it, that's fine. They do it all the time. I will tell you, I don't know, Jesse, if you experience this or not, but the Japanese people love to practice their English. It's really unfair because I speak Japanese. When I go over there, they won't let me speak Japanese because, I'm American, so they want to practice their English. When they're over here, they won't let me speak Japanese because they're in America and it's respectful to speak my language here. So I never get to practice. They're ridiculous that way. They love to practice. They love to practice. So they'll love talking to you. I'll be sending out an email later this week with more details. And one of the things I'm going to ask you is for emergency contact. I hope I never have to use it, but if I ever do, I want to make sure I have it. I will say most minor health cures are readily available. Cold medicine and flu medicine, and all the regular stuff. I'll repeat. It's a first world country. It's not like you're going to some weird country that doesn't have modern medicine kind of thing. So if you don't want to pack a whole bunch and take your chances, you'll be fine when you get there. And if you do get there and you brought everything, but you forgot to bring, headache medicine or whatever, it's there. It's really easy to get. These are bullet trains. The agenda. I sent the agenda out. I'll have another copy when we get there that'll be refined. I will say opt out of anything you like. If you look at something like, some of you have been there before. It's like, I already did that. I don't want to go. That's fine. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I want to make sure you have a great experience. So if you want to opt out of anything, you're tired, you've already seen it, or you have no interest in it, that's fine. I just ask that you let me know so we're not waiting around. It's like, is he coming down? Or is he going to join us or what? I'm happy to answer any questions you have about local places. I'll also say Shintaro, he knows Tokyo backwards and forwards. Hiromi knows Kyoto really well. So between the three of us, we'll be able to give you recommendations on where to eat, what to do, things to see if you want to. That said, are there any questions you have now about the agenda or what we're going to be doing?
This is Jesse. Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
In Kyoto, on our free day, I would like we don't have any idea yet what to do on that free day. So there's like a list of things that you don't, I think what I want to do is first write down what we are doing so that then I can see what else there is to do.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we could do it in the Are you talking about right now or like now?
No.
Okay.
No, just something that maybe I'll be reaching out to you saying,
Yeah.
I guess first I need to write down what we are doing.
Okay.
So that it's not, I know what it's here. So we have it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
And then
cool. I'll also say, Alan said he wants to see temples. The biggest complaint I get from people is I've seen enough temples, and Kyoto is like temple heaven. So, a lot of times when people say, what else to do in Kyoto? I'll say, well, we're not doing this one, this one, this one. Those are 3 temples you got to see. And by the time they're in Kyoto, like, yeah, please, no more temples, Brian. So I'm reluctant to like do something too far in advance without you having seen stuff and been there. And sometimes when you're there, it's like, oh, I had no idea this was like this. I want to go see that, kind of thing. So we can do it in the moment. We can do it beforehand, however you want to do it.
Or even like day trip to go out of Kyoto to see something different that's nearby.
Yep. Yeah, and I will say Hiromi is from Osaka. She will immediately tell you to go to Osaka And she's right. She's right. Osaka's a great place to go visit. We don't do Osaka on this trip, but she'll recommend a day trip there. It's about, depending on the train you take, it's anywhere from about 35 minutes to 55 minutes to get there, depending on where you're going in Osaka. But Osaka's really cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, I just want to jump in and say I'm in the same boat as this guy. I'd like the same recommendations because I'm kind of worried about being over there and not speaking Japanese at all, and I don't want to have to get the tour books and figure it out on my own. So
Yeah,
for our days on our own, maybe if you could just give us a list of here's things I would kind of
yeah,
recommend, and here's roughly how
yeah,
to go about it.
yeah. I'll say let's do that in the moment, because especially with Chuck, it may also depend on energy level.
Okay.
Because I can say, oh yes, you should do this and this and this, and Chuck's like, no, I'm not doing that. So yeah,
All right.
but like the day before, 2 days before, we can be talking about, okay, so what do you guys want to do? Let's talk about. Oops, let's talk about. These are just some pictures I've taken. On the left there, actually, these three pictures are Nikko. If you're looking for a day trip out of Tokyo, absolutely, I'll say Nikko. It's stunningly beautiful. It's this shrine up in the mountain, up in the mountains in the forest. Beautiful. This is Fujisan or Mount Fuji. On the left in the upper is one picture from the outdoor museum, which you're gonna love. It's fantastic. This is Kyoto. Up in the left is Kinkakuji, probably the most iconic building in Japan. The bottom is Ryoanji. It's the stone garden, which is very iconic, and the upper right is the bamboo forest. I will say, I don't think we're going to the bamboo forest. Might be something in Kyoto you might want to do. I will warn you though, it's freaking crazy crowded. This picture right here that you see is when it was very, very quiet, and you see all the people there. Last time we went two years ago, we actually, is it on the list, Jesse?
Yeah, it says Arashiyama.
Arashiyama? I
Yeah.
think we're going to okay, maybe we are going to do it. We've put it
I
on,
hope
we've taken it off
I
because
hope
the
we
crowds are
are.
so awful. What?
I hope we are.
Okay, well then we are. If it's on there, we're doing it. And then I will warn you, the crowds are crazy. Last time we went there, see this path here? It was so crowded, I'm not kidding. We were taking baby steps to walk, bumping into each other. It was gross. It was truly
Okay.
gross.
Hmm.
Nothing
Well,
serene
it
about it.
is-
Nothing. Yeah, it was awful. It was
And it
awful.
is on a Saturday, so.
And it is on a Saturday. Alan is saying it's on a Saturday, so
You
maybe
know, Saturday is not always bad. With a lot of times it's the school kids.
Oh,
Yeah, so Saturday we won't have school kids there, so that'll be good. Here upper left is Kiyomizu. It's one of my favorites in Kyoto. Upper right is Nara. Those deer are crazy. They will eat. They will. They bother everybody except the lady who sells the food. Lower left is Shiminari. We're going to see that. Lower right is the Buddha in Nara. You're going to see that. Here's Dan Nerney. Those of you who know Danny, he's feeding the deer, and then he wanted to get in a little of the action. He's crazy. And then for those of you going on with the extension, the left is Himeji Castle. It's one of the best, if not the best, Shogun castles out there. And then on the right, of course, is the dome at Hiroshima. So I will back to the Japanese. I'll say use the language app. Remember the rule for the English. I'm sorry for the letters. It's all Spanish speaking letters. Use gestures. Even if you're speaking Japanese, use gestures. Slow everything down. Please slow everything down and use short sentences and pause and enunciate. If you speak a foreign language, you get this, but if you don't speak a foreign language, you have no idea how easy it is to blow past them by not slowing down. Use short, easy words. Don't say I have to go to the store. Say I must go to the store. Just simple stuff like that. Avoid contractions. If you're going to say can't, say cannot. Enunciate all the letters. Like for the word button, we say the word button. We don't say the word T. Every person who learns English in Japan learns to say the T's. It's part of the reason we know they have an accent because they'll say button. And we're like, oh, yeah, that's not his first language, right? And wanna, they would never say wanna. So you have to say want to. Stop the T, pause, and then say the next T. I want to go to the store. They'll understand that, but I want to go to the store, they won't understand. This is my most anticipated thing in Japan. Gyoza. This is my favorite dish at my favorite restaurant. So anybody who's up for trying gyoza with me, I will take you. I will eat there. And when I lived there, I used to eat there almost every day, and I will eat there almost every day while I'm there. So if you're interested in tasting the best gyoza ever, it's at this. it's at a place called uh, Gyoza no Osho, which is the king of gyoza. So it's kind of like Burger King. So it's a fast food place. This is like real Japan.
Yeah.
But my entry to food, there is some form of seafood in almost everything you're going to eat. So be prepared for that. If you have aversions to seafood, let me know. I'll be asking for your diet restrictions this week or next so that we can make sure, especially our group dinners, we are able to accommodate whatever restrictions you might have. Most restaurants have pictures or displays. So you look at it in a case and there'll be like that plastic food. In fact, this is one of the excursions you can do if you want to do something in, I think you do in Kyoto or Tokyo. For those of you who've seen the fake food that Japan is known for, you can actually do an excursion where you make the fake food yourself and bring it home. It's kind of fun. There are quick bites that those of you from Ohio, remember Lawson's? They have Lawson's in Japan. They don't have it here in Ohio anymore, but they have it in Japan. It's just as big as 7-Eleven. Lawson's, 7-Eleven, and Family Mart are the three big convenience stores. Do not think of convenience stores like we have here. They are not gross. They're not dirty. They're super clean, super high-end, good food. And 7-Eleven, Google 7-Eleven egg salad sandwich in Japan. You'll see 100 sites for it. People go crazy over it. It is the best egg salad sandwich you'll ever have. They're delicious. But if you want a quick bite, where I'm going is if you want a quick bite, it's very convenient to jump into a Family Mart or a Lawson's or a 7-Eleven and get something. The food is extremely high quality. They're super clean about it. They're super high standards about the food. And they have a lot more selections than we would find here at a 7-Eleven or at a rest stop at a gas station. There are also vending machines everywhere. It's weird. You'll be walking down the street through a residential area, and all of a sudden there's a Coke machine out of nowhere. So it's always available. If you have some serious food allergies, nuts or seafood or whatever, you might want to take a screenshot, a picture of it, and then tell them dame. Dame means, what does it mean? Prohibited or not allowed. Or just say no. They know the word no. Most of them know the word no. And point at the picture. Or what you could do, what I saw someone do is they wrote out in English what they couldn't eat and then had Google translate for it, and then they printed a page out that had that. So they would hold this in front of the restaurant person, and the person would read. It's like, I cannot eat pork or anything that has pork products in it. Okay, cool, I got it. When you're eating ramen, especially, or any other soup-based thing, in America, it's not acceptable. And in Japan, it's perfectly acceptable to slurp away. Bring the bowl up and slurp, drink it. You can make as much noise as you want. It's not the least bit offensive. I will say what is offensive is sticking your chopsticks in the rice. Please don't ever do that. That's something they do at funerals. It's got a bad connotation with regards to death. And I will also say there's no tipping in Japan. And don't do the no tipping like, oh yeah, but we're American and we tip, and they'll be grateful that they have a couple extra dollars. No, they won't. They will be offended. They truly will be offended. It's offensive to them that you would suggest that their employer is not paying them well enough to do their job in a great way. So please don't tip at restaurants. Don't tip taxi drivers. Don't leave a tip for the maids at the hotel. None of that. No tipping. That's just their culture. No questions? This is dress up day with the kimono. Couple of customs. Don't eat while walking. So you go into the 7-Eleven, you get an egg salad sandwich. Don't be scarfing it down as you're walking down the street. Leave the store, find a place, stand and eat. The only place you can eat is on the train if you're on the train somewhere. And I don't mean like a commuter train, but like, for example, when we take the train from Hakone to Kyoto, we're going to be on the bullet train for like 3 hours. We're going to buy lunch. We're going to buy a bento lunch and we'll sit on the train and we'll eat just like everybody else is going to be eating, probably. But never in a cab and not on the subway and not while you're walking. You might want to think about bringing some kind of a tote or a sling or something like that to carry with you. You'll need it for a garbage bag. It's really weird. Japan is the cleanest country you'll probably ever see other than Singapore, and there are no garbage cans anywhere. You eat something, you eat a Snickers bar, that wrapper goes in your pocket or in your bag or somewhere else because you're not going to find a garbage can anywhere. We probably won't need a sweat rag at this time of year, but if you're prone to sweating, it's very common in Japan to carry around what I call a sweat rag. It's kind of like a washcloth, and they'll just use it to wipe the sweat off their face. You might want to bring napkins or tissues. Sometimes bathrooms don't have toilet paper, and certainly bathrooms don't have ways to dry your hands after you've washed your hands. More and more, I'm seeing some of the air blower things, but still not a whole lot of what do you call it? Paper napkins or paper towels. That's the word, towels. And you might want to bring a water bottle. No PDAs in Japan, and it's not a gay thing. It's just a cultural thing. Straight people don't do it either. Sometimes they'll hold hands, but rarely. You won't see a whole lot of it at all. So no PDAs. I mentioned the cash is still king, so don't be afraid to have a lot of cash and use cash to buy things and use large bills to buy very inexpensive things. Um, I will warn you, they drive on the left, so be careful as you're crossing the street. You want to look at the opposite direction. If you've ever been to the UK or Australia, similar kind of feel. The Japanese follow rules. They get in line, they wait patiently. When you're getting on the escalator, you stand on the left because remember they drive on the left. You stand on the left and let people going up the stairs, taking the escalator up, they walk on the right. Um, the other thing is they love quiet. You'll get on the subway and no one will be talking. It's kind of creepy, but no one will be talking. It's very quiet. And the Japanese like that. On the Shinkansen, there's a little bit more because it's a long ride. It's a couple hours, so people are going to talk. But usually on the subway, you won't hear much talking at all. Japanese toilets, if you've heard about the toilets, fewer and fewer these days, but this is what the toilets used to look like, and some of them in certain locations may still look like it. If you're standing there, if you're taking a piss, you just straddle that and you piss down in there. It's no big deal. If you're doing number two, you stand over, you spread 1 foot on either side, you squat down, and when you flush the toilet, it'll flush through. The funny thing is these things were so common. You will still come across every once in a while a Western style toilet, which is what we're all used to, and there will be literally a plaque on the wall teaching people how to use that, how you're supposed to sit. Don't stand on the toilet because people in Japan used to like crawl up onto the toilet and squat over it like they would with this. Now, this is what they have instead. This is what you will find in your hotel in Kyoto. I'm sorry, in Tokyo. Use your your Google app to translate this, but basically it's a bidet so you can have the water, as you can see, one, two, three, four. The fourth one over is the bidet for the female, but the third one over is the bidet for, for either gender. You can have the water stronger or softer. You could add music to make noise so that people don't hear what business you're doing. You can have the water warmer. You can have it colder. There are all sorts of adjustments here. The Japanese love their toilets, and the funny thing is you'll find stuff like this in public places. They'll spend $3,000 on a toilet in a subway station. Don't be surprised if you see that's me there a couple years ago. Don't be surprised if a group of students come up to you and say, "Can we talk to you?" They love to interview foreigners in English, and they'll ask you questions. And at the end, they usually give you a little gift that they made in school. Usually, it's something they folded, an origami or something, to say thank you for taking the time to talk to us as we learn about different cultures. It's cute. They love it. I'll encourage you to go out and explore. If you go anywhere, especially subway stations or ATM machines and stuff, usually there'll be a British flag, not an American flag, for English. So if you touch that, you'll likely get English. Carry cash, including coins. Try using English if you don't know. Just again, slow down, simple words, short sentences. Use Japanese apps. Japanese people are very friendly. They'll help you as much as they can. It's one of the safest countries in the world. I've had people lose wallets, and we go back 3 hours later, and the wallet not only is it on the bench, it's sitting on the bench in a more prominent way because somebody found it and put it there. I swear to God, they probably add like 10,000 yen just to make sure you don't think it was stolen because they're so honest. So you're not going to have any problem. I can't imagine you have any problem for your safety. The only problem you'll have is you might get lost, but then they'll help you. Most signs, especially in Tokyo and Kyoto, most signs have the Japanese characters, but they'll also have the Roman letters, so you'll be able to read that. I mentioned already, you asked about Uber. Uber's not the same thing. They're gonna be calling a cab for you if you do Uber. The other thing I'll warn you about, if you've ever been to New York or Washington, D.C., or some other American city that has subways, or London and some of the others, the subways in Japan are not all the same company. So oftentimes you'll map something out. It'll say, go from this station to the station X. At station X, transfer and get onto this line and go to station Y. You may be transferring out of one company into another company. So you actually exit the station and then scan your Suica card or your phone or your credit card or whatever to go back into a station to take another ride. Don't be surprised if that happens because they're not all owned by the same company. That's one of the reasons those Suica cards are really popular in Japan is because you can they work for all the different subway lines.
Brian, I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are bathrooms plentiful and free?
They're plentiful. I want to say they're free. That's a good question. I can't remember if they are or not. I'm pretty sure they're free.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll find out as soon as we get there. I can't remember. If they cost, it'll be like a 100 yen coin, which is a real common coin. So like 60, 70 cents. I think they're free. If you're going home from Kyoto, you're likely flying out of one of the two airports in Osaka. Either way, we'll be able to help you get there. So don't worry about it until we get to Japan. Typically, it's a bus or a train that you would take, depending on which airport you're going to. Itami would be somewhere else in Japan and or Korea. Kansai is the big one that will take you back to the States. From Hiroshima, we'll help you get there as well. If you're taking a train, it's real easy. It's like a 5-10 minute cab ride up to the train station. If you're taking a flight out of Hiroshima, it's about, I want to say, like a half hour to 45 minutes, and we'll be there and we'll all be friends by then, so we'll share cabs to get there. And if you're going anywhere else or needing any other help, just let me know. We'll figure it out for you. What's next? I'll encourage you to watch videos online to familiarize yourself with what's going on. I'll encourage you to practice the Japanese phrases that I shared with you before. Konnichiwa, arigato, onegaishimasu. Dozo, you don't need to say, but you'll hear it. Sumimasen, ikura, hai, ie. Lots of English words. Menu. Walk into a restaurant, say menu, and they know what it is because in Japanese it's menu. Yes, there's just so many words that are the same. Menu, taxi, toilet. Yeah, lots of them. I'll say before you go on the trip, get a lot of rest. If you haven't done long flights like this is not like going to Europe. This is a long flight. From the West Coast, it's a little bit easier, but from Chicago and from Ohio, it is a long flight and it'll mess you up. The jet lag can be a real bitch. I'll also say get yourself in shape. There's going to be a lot of walking, so if you're not used to walking a lot, you might want to do a little bit of walking to get yourself a little bit more acclimated to being on your feet for more than 5-10 minutes at a time. Not that we're going to go hiking or anything, but it's taxing.
Tell me how you do it.
That's all I had. What other questions do you have?
I have one. We're going to be taking a few train trips after we leave the group. Do you suggest we buy tickets before we go or just once we get to Japan?
When you say do you mean after we're done with Kyoto, you're going to go somewhere else?
Yes.
My recommendation would be wait till we get there and then have Hiromi or Shintaro do it for you.
Okay.
They're great at doing it. They'll find better things for you. Things like you wouldn't think of, but like, for example, when we go from Hakone to Kyoto on the Shinkansen, they make sure to always get us tickets with seats on the side of the train that you can see Fujisan or Mount Fuji. So stuff like that, little stuff like that. Or if you're going to be taking luggage on the Shinkansen, there are only a couple of seats in each train that allow you to take luggage. Every other seat does not allow it. You actually can't. They know that kind of stuff. So especially if you're going to be taking your luggage with you, they'll be able to help to make sure you get those seats that have the luggage compartment available to you.
Oh, perfect. Okay, we'll have the list for them.
Pardon me? Yeah, yeah. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. And so, yeah, do that. The first couple of days we're there. The other thing is this: it's highly unlikely the train's sold out even a day beforehand. So it's not like a flight. It's not like a flight. So they've got a million trains all the time. What else? All right. Well, I'm going to be sending you information in the next week or two, asking for food restrictions, asking for your emergency contact information, and also giving you advice on getting from the airport to the hotel. If there's anything else you need, let me know.
Perfect.
I can't wait to show you Japan. It's my favorite place in the world, and I love it. So I can't wait to share it with you.
Thank you, Brian.
Better in
Yeah,
China?
thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye. See you in Tokyo.
Thank you.
Red box network.